us His Grace Naveen Neerath Prabhu, who is going to present his new book. After which, His Grace Nitai Madhav Prabhu will continue the interactive session. And now the focus will be on challenges that devotees face in Sankirtan, in book, either in organizing book distribution or practicality of challenges that they face in the temple or anything related to book distribution. And we will also try to bring out some success sutras, some good things that temples are doing which other temples could incorporate, and in this way we can get good ideas. Once we list down all the challenges, Nitai Madhav Prabhu will conduct an interactive session. Then we'll have a panel of devotees here who will try and address those challenges. So this is today's session, and after that we will have dinner prasad and meet again tomorrow morning. So His Grace Naveen Neerath Prabhu is with us. He has written a new book called Sankirtan Amrit, the nectar of book distribution. And most of you know Naveen Neerath Prabhu. He joined the movement at the age of 15 in Switzerland. He was part of the book distribution revolution that happened in Europe in the 90s. He was the leading book distributor across the world during those years. And now he travels around the world talking about book distribution, helping devotees to do practical book distribution. And those realizations of 40 years, stories, realizations, tips, he has compiled into this book, which he is going to present. So we would like to welcome His Grace Naveen Neerath Prabhu to the ICC Sankirtan Sanga by 3 times chanting Hari Bol. Hari Bol, Hari Bol.
Can you hear and see me?
Yes, Prabhu, we can hear you.
Can you see me also? Can you see me on the screen?
We can see you, yes.
Okay. Om Jnanatimarandasya Gnanjana Shalakaya Chakshurumlitamina Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripasindubhyevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Thank you, Narottam Priya Baladev Prabhu and the whole committee for allowing me to address the August Assembly of Sankirtan leaders. I just finished my tour here of 30 countries, started in South Chile all the way up to Canada and now Europe, finished with 2 weeks in Ukraine. People are dying to get Prabhupada's books. I was just in 4 cities in the Ukraine. There is constant bombing. There's drone attacks almost every night. I was able to get 25 sets sponsored there, and in Guyana, 28 sets. So if you give a lecture, just put a Bhagavatam set next to you and speak about the Bhagavatam, especially on a Sunday feast. And so many people will want to have the books, or we want to sponsor the books for others. So that's a winning formula. You can write that down as a tip. It really works well. His Grace Vaisheshika Prabhu does it every year. He got like 500 sets sponsored in 1 hour. So there's always some room for improvement. I met people on the street in the Ukraine who told me that I had a book of Prabhupada, I had a Bhagavad Gita, but I lost it. And they were so happy to get a new book. So the people were happy to see the Harinam. We visited Lviv, Kiev, Dnipropetrovsk, which is 2 hours from the front line, and Odessa. We did Harinam and book distribution and training sessions. The devotees want to be trained. So if we can spend some time, please mute the other participants. If we can spend some time teaching the congregation how to present a message in an attractive way, that will be expanding the Sankirtan movement unlimitedly. So I very much appreciate this effort. Can you hear me? Hare Krishna? Yes. Am I back? Hari Bol? Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. I think you have to, again, connect me. Can you hear me?
Yes, Prabhu, we can hear you. Please continue.
I don't hear anybody or anything.
Can you hear me now?
I got muted. Hari Bol, please give me a sign that my sound is working. Otherwise, you can just show the first video.
Your sound is working, Prabhu. You can
Hare
continue.
Krishna.
ये आ रहा है?
Hare
Yes.
Krishna.
We are muted.
Can you hear me? I need a
Hare
sign that
Krishna,
it's
can you hear us now, Prabhu?
working. Is it working?
We can hear you. You can go on.
Okay. All right. So, thank you. So, I compiled a lot of stories and realizations, the Sambandha, Abhideya, and Prayojana book distribution in this book. What happened to a 15-year-old who got one of Prabhupada's books and what he experienced in the next 40 years. This is a manual, a companion, a guidebook as inspiration for book distributors and leaders to build their congregations, to empower them, also for their own Sankirtan experience. I signed over the copyrights to the BBT. So it's at the printer in Delhi right now, and you can pre-order this book, Vinaratam Priya Prabhu. It will be 336 pages, hardbound and shrink wrapped, and it's going for the cost price of 200 rupees is the printer price plus shipping. So, and if you want to empower your congregation, give them this manual and give them the opportunity to come out with experienced Sankirtan devotees. And this will actually explode your book distribution. Guaranteed, money back guaranteed. So I will also personally do a tour of a few of the temples after Kartik. So I'm available for that. Some of the leaders want me to visit, please let me know. And Narottam Priya Prabhu will also be there. So you can hand him a piece of paper where you write down, I want 1,000 books, or I want 500 books, or I need 100 books. And we will ship those directly from ISKCON Bhiwandi. ISKCON Bhiwandi will be responsible for wholesale and also for online distribution. So I'd like you to show video. We've done about 20 professional videos with a film team. And I just wanted to share two with you. You will get the link. Just tell the people the book is only available in a week or two. So, but this is just to give you an idea. What can happen when you inspire congregational members? This person is a congregational member, is a devotee, and the director, and also the cameraman. So when we involve other people, then it becomes a much bigger impact on society. That was the vision of Bhaktivinoda Thakur. That was the vision to have people in all different professions take up the Sankirtan banner of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and expand this chanting of the holy names, especially through the distribution of Srila Prabhupada's books, which is such an attractive, such a relevant message. People are dying to get this message. If you can kindly show the first video, the chain reaction one, and then I'll just say a couple of words and show you the last video for...
Yes, Prabhu, we are just showing it.
And please share these videos widely. They will be made available through your conference, so you can share them with the congregation, because people are mainly looking for inspiration. Technical know-how, proficiency, they will gain through practice, especially by going out with experienced distributors. They will gain that confidence that it works. In spring of 1985, I was distributing books in a conservative part of Switzerland. Big houses, big fences, big dogs, and big egos. Yet one lady, she told me that my nephew had been to India. Happily, she took 3 books and gave me his contact. I invited him. Please also show the... He came on one of the following Sundays with his friend. They had long hair and red eyes because they had smoked hashish. They said, we already know all this. Yet I was Bhaktaniko, and Bhaktaniko doesn't take no for an answer. Very enthusiastically, I showed them the temple, the deities, the prasadam, and Srila Prabhupada's books. I lined up the entire collection. They said, we already know everything, but yes, we're taking them. Pack them all. And they put down a few big bills. In the following months to come, they occasionally visited the temple, but not much happened. They started practicing, yet when Bhakti Charu Maharaj gave the Sunday feast lecture, their lives completely changed. He blew them out of the water. He completely changed their perception of reality. They got serious in their practice of Krishna consciousness. From the programs in their home, more than 12 devotees became initiated by Maharaj. And later on, more than 50 devotees joined as a result of this preaching program. I wanted to preach to one person. He brought his friend, and all of a sudden, an entire chain reaction happened that was beyond my wildest dreams. Initially, I just wanted to help these two young men in their spiritual practice. What started out very slow, all of a sudden turned into a chain reaction that made up for a good story. You want to show the second video also?
Yes, Prabhu, we'll do that.
Buddhimanta Prabhu was one of the first big book distributors. He traveled widely and taught others the art of book distribution. One time in Los Angeles, he entered Srila Prabhupada's quarters. Srila Prabhupada appreciated his service so much that he gave him his own shirt. Later on in life, Buddhimanta was terminally ill with leukemia, and he was residing in Vrindavan. After Govardhan Parikrama, we went to visit him, and he was telling us how Srila Prabhupada was so happy by his service of Sankirtan, and that he was giving him his own shirt, and then he was laughing wildly and saying, I was only distributing a few books. You're distributing thousands of books. What would Srila Prabhupada give you? Later on, we went back to the West, and we heard that Buddhimanta had passed away from this world in Vrindavan. The day was Shivaratri. It was the biggest day that any of us had in that year. People were just looking at us and taking books and throwing money at us. We realized that because Buddhimanta had given his life for preaching, for book distribution, on that day, nobody could refuse the mercy. Hare Krishna. So I remember in 2009 in New Dwarka, Los Angeles, after the BBT meetings, we just embarked on a 2-month marathon distributing books at concerts. And His Grace Vaisheshika Prabhu was standing on the curb, and he was just chanting prayers for our protection and for our success. And it was the best marathon that we ever had. I was personally allowed to distribute 10,000 Mahabig and Big books in these 2 months. So by the blessings of the Vaishnavas, by the blessings of the devotees, we can overcome all our shortcomings and all difficulties that might be there. Right now, the world is very tense. There's a lot of conflict. There is more book distribution and more preaching in Ukraine and Russia than before the war. So it shows that this can be a really great opportunity for preaching if the devotees take it the right way. So thank you very much for giving me this opportunity to allow to address all of you. I miss you and looking forward to be of more assistance. Consider me your servant. Hare Krishna. All goes to Srila Prabhupada. So please,
Hare Krishna.
I
Thank
hope
you.
you like Hare Krishna. I hope you like the videos, and there will be more that we will circulate. And please place your orders with Narottam Priya Prabhu, and Baladev Prabhu also has the information. So thank you very much. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to Srila Prabhupada's Transcendental Book Distribution, and all glories to all the devotees who have dedicated their lives for the preaching and for the Sankirtan. In the second film, you saw Nitai Prabhu from Japan, who has been distributing books for 4 decades. He's got Parkinson. He's got severe, impairment of his body, yet he's still regularly distributing Prabhupada's books. So this shows that this is a lifetime mission. It's not something you do when you're a new devotee or just when you're a brahmachari. The more we involve the congregation, the more Sankirtan will actually spread in all nooks and corners of the world. Thank you very much. I don't want to take up more time. I know you have a big agenda. I like the topics, and I feel sad at heart that I can't be there in person. Hare Krishna. All goes to Srila Prabhupada.
Thank you very much, Naveen Neerath Prabhu. So Naveen Neerath Prabhu will be there in Vrindavan in October during the ICC meeting and during Kartik. He'll be in Vrindavan. So he'll be coming for the ICC meeting and also presenting this book. As he mentioned, this is a book about his realizations of 40 years of book distribution. There are 336 pages, the book, and he's wholesaling it for rupees 200. If anyone wishes, or not if anyone, all of you, the order that you wish to place, again, you can write on a piece of paper your name, number, and the number of books that you want. At the end of this session, you can hand it over to me, and we will get in touch with you and how we can deliver the books. If you place a big order, then Naveen Neerath Prabhu will also, when he's in India, he would even like to come to your temple and maybe conduct some seminars on book distribution and further push the book. Sorry? Big order,
Thank you,
matlab kitna?
Narottam Priya Prabhu.
So Prabhu, there's a question here that how many books do they need to order to ensure that you will come to that temple?
You try, I can't guarantee. I have maybe 10 days, 2 weeks max to do this tour. So we'll just take it from the top, okay? It's like when you're betting on real estate, I mean, you just have to put in an offer, right? And then you have to see what comes out.
So maybe 1,000
But I
books?
guarantee you, if you order 300 books or more, I'll come to your temple. 500 guaranteed.
So let's give a round of applause and 3
So
times Hari Bol
anybody
for
already-
Naveen Neerath Prabhu. The name of the book is, Prabhuji, Sankirtan Amrit, the nectar of Sankirtan.
Sankirtan Amrit, the nectar of Sri Krishna Sankirtan. Yes.
Let's thank Naveen Neerath Prabhu by 3 times chanting Hari Bol. Hari Bol. Hari Bol. Thank you very much, Prabhuji. We look forward to seeing you in Vrindavan.
Thank you for your kind attendance.
Hare
All glories
Krishna.
to Prabhupada.
So, how many of you
And
have
please
read?
share these videos widely.
Yes, we'll share the
Feel free
videos,
to
Prabhu.
share
On,
these videos widely.
yeah, we'll share it on our Sankirtan leaders group, so then they can share it with everyone.
Yes.
How many of you
yes.
have?
Just tell the people the book will be available.
How many of you have read Vaisheshika Prabhu's book on book distribution? Okay. Our family business, yeah. Okay. So this is Naveen Neerath Prabhu's book is a shorter version of that. It's smaller and it's having more of his stories and realizations. So it's again a very nice tool to inspire our congregations and inspire devotees to distribute books, because you have like a manual in your hand which you can give, a book which you can give for book distribution. So now we will continue with our interactive session. I request His Grace Nitai Madhav Prabhu to come, and I request all the devotees to please be attentive. We had a lot of wonderful idea churning that happened in the first session, and we look forward to that again in this session. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So in the morning session, we came up with 25 plus points, and we got a bunch of other material also, other points also, ideas about how we can go on increasing book distribution and prioritizing it. So we are very grateful for the same, because this is really, it's very inspiring, the response. And then we also compiled some objectives. Actually, many of these points were so important, we thought that they should become supporting objectives to the primary one being that we want book distribution as the center again. So these are some supporting objectives. You can zoom in the screen a bit so people can see from behind. So one is cultural integration, which is to make book distribution natural and celebrated part of every temple program, festival and outreach activity. Another being devotee engagement. So we were discussing about engaging the congregation, so and also brahmacharis youth in book distribution according to their capacity, making it accessible and joyful. The third one being training and inspiration, providing regular training, seminars and sharing of success stories so devotees feel empowered and inspired to distribute Srila Prabhupada's books. Also institutional priority, this point came up a couple of times, to place book distribution at par with other core services like deity worship, prasadam distribution, Harinam Sankirtan, highlighting it as ISKCON's primary missions. And sustainability and expansion, to develop systematic strategies, monthly goals, Sankirtan weekends, marathon participation, quotas also that make book distribution sustainable and continuously expanding. Okay, so we just have a short announcement. If we have a missing Hindi translator, if somebody could volunteer to please translate in Hindi, we can go on. There's there. Okay, please come over there. Thank you. So recognition and celebration, to regularly recognize, appreciate and celebrate book distributors and centers, fostering enthusiasm and healthy competition. And finally, integration with modern tools, incorporate digital and social media online platforms for reaching new audiences with Srila Prabhupada's books. So these are some supporting objectives which we were able to compile with your help. Now let's come to the real point of challenges. We were discussing, and some of the points that came up were more about challenges or the difficulties that we face. So what are they? So we will have a short group work on this. At every table, we will request all of you to discuss and come up with a list as to what are challenges that we face individually and collectively as a society to establish the distribution of Srila Prabhupada's books as central and mainstream activity of every ISKCON center. So personal as well as collective, we need to discuss. Then you make a list. And then what we'll be doing is, we are going to have a panel of devotees, senior devotees who've been leading book distribution, and then they will attempt to answer these questions. And if something needs to be done, individually, collectively, then they will also give their input, suggestions, or take certain decisions in that regard also. So we will be inviting the panel to come up on stage in a while. Meanwhile, if you could please, at your tables, group up and discuss this question as to what are challenges that we face individually and collectively. हिंदी में होगा तो भी कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है. आप हिंदी में भी ये जो है जो भी challenges, जो बाधाएं आती है बुक डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन को विस्तार करने में, व्यक्तिगत रूप में और collectively दोनों, आप जो है इसका एक लिस्ट बनाइए. And then we may request you at the end to share that paper with us. We will send one volunteer to share, and he'll go to every table and collect it. And then what we'll do, we'll be having a question answer session on this. So this way everybody will be benefited. Any questions on the exercise? कोई प्रश्न है क्या करना है उसके ऊपर? Yes, please. Those who are not having tables, please please shift to tables, or you can make another group there itself. वहाँ पर ग्रुप बना लीजिए. उधर भी you can make a small group. एक सर्कल में आप फॉर्म कर दीजिए तो ग्रुप बन जाएगा. Any questions on the exercise? तो आपको है हम एक we give you 15 minutes would be sufficient. 15 minutes to discuss what are challenges. 15 minutes.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Juta Padakamalam Vaishnavanscha Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Ragana Raghunatanitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padam Sagana Lalita Sri Vishakhanvitam Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
सिर्फ इधर दिखा रहे ना लाइव में इनपुट
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama Rama Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Rama Hare Rama Rama Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama
Incoming call from Sushant identified.
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Rama Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Anyone is ready? Is there someone ready? We'll send to collect your paper. Those who are ready, please raise your hand so we can collect. We can go and collect from those places. Please take another few minutes.
हमारा भी प्राइस का क्वेश्चन है विल आल्सो क्वेश्चन ऑन प्राइस आज क्वेश्चन वी कैन आंसर नॉट दैट आई डोंट नो क्वेश्चन वी आल्सो We're all excited.
Hare Krishna. So it seems from the activity that there are a lot of challenges that we are facing. It is so now we will invite the leaders to come on the stage and resolve some of these challenges. So I'd like to welcome His Grace Mohan Rupa Prabhu to join us on the stage. His Grace Hadev Prabhu, His Grace Sri Ram Prabhu, His Grace Sitaram Prabhu, and His Grace Baladev Prabhu to join us on the stage and where we can discuss some of these challenges.
You read out. We have to respond to what you read.
So we shall begin with the questions which all of you have compiled. A few challenges here. I hope behind you are able to see. दिखाई दे रहा है पीछे आपको? Is that okay? Even from there आप देख पा रहे हैं पीछे from behind? Okay, thank you. So challenges, big temples having donations are able to subsidize prices. Small temples are not able to do this and they struggle. Big temples having donations are able to subsidize prices for the books and small temples are not able to do this, so they struggle. That is a challenge.
So we have a standard policy for sponsored books, and any sponsored books which are sponsored, that is sticker label, these are sponsored books. We cannot sell the sponsored books, there's a policy. And regarding the pricing is decided by the division. Like normally for Bhadra, for marathon, before it starts, all the leaders in division gathers and fix a pricing for the marathon and they publish. And whole DC follows that pricing. That's the norm we are following from last few years. And sponsored books should not be in somebody selling. You can inform the ICC committee and there will be some correction taken care. Hare Krishna.
So we would also like if some senior devotees here seated who have some experience, if they would also like to add to the answer, please raise your hands. The mic can come to you and you can share your experience as well. If not, then we'll go ahead with the next questions. Second question is, people reading habits have reduced more dependent on AI chat GPT. Reading habits have reduced.
Hare Krishna, but one announcement. We'd like to welcome Acharya Prabhu, All India Padyatra in charge, on the road, 365 days with the bullock cart, village to village. We are very happy he's joined us.
सारे तीर्थों की रज इन्हें कलेक्ट करते हैं।
So question is about the reading habits, reduction in reading habits.
Yeah, this is true. Reading habits have gone down because of the advancement in technology like artificial intelligence, ChatGPT is becoming very, very popular these days, and we are also using that. Everyone is using, no doubt about that. Nothing wrong in using all these facilities for the Lord, but we should not give up the habit of reading. If we don't read, then just use only AI. Because see, AI may be good in supplying some information, but as far as I have seen, AI is not so expert in scriptures. It makes a lot of mistakes. It quotes all wrong verses also many times. Not there. So many times. So for scriptures, for shastras, AI is not a very good replacement. The best thing is to study Prabhupada books as it is. Hare Krishna. What was the point?
The point is कि they are, I think, questioning कि reading habits are going down, so how to book distribution will subsequently has to go down, isn't it? Actually, देखिए ये fashion आती है जाती है. Human society में, of course, now the social media consumption and internet consumption. So, as preachers, we have to adopt strategies. You see, in spite of all this, still the bookstores are there, books are selling. People are buying books. If you see in the flight trains, they are carrying like those big novels, still people. So books will always remain in fashion. Other fashions आएंगे जाएंगे. ये एक trend है. So we should just focus on that. Plus क्या है? We should use these media to glorify our books. We should, to थोड़े से इसके excerpts of our books we can put in, social media posts, advertise there, promote there. So books are ever, माने ये eternal source of knowledge रही है और ये रहेगी. बाकी चीजें आएगी और जाएगी. They are forever.
There is a stats, 90% of students in US prefer printed books. Even now. Really? Yes.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Yes, somebody suggested, I think already, so I just want to repeat that, see now we should use this online facility, and on Zoom now we have a group of devotees in Delhi NCR, almost 2,000 devotees. They assemble at a particular time, and every day for 1 hour they study Prabhupada books. As on 2,500 devotees are doing that together. So that if that can be done there, why can't be done in other places also? So we just need some few devotees who can take the responsibility of unifying all the devotees in congregation, youth forum, or brahmacharis also can have separate, online sessions where everybody can read together, or they can do in-house also, that is also good. So collectively we can get that strength to study. Individually we may try to avoid, but if we have a collective effort supervised by some few responsible people, I think that can be done. It's possible. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Reading communities, creating reading communities. Yeah, something like that would be very, Prabhuji, you were mentioning about people carrying books in flights and all. Even in that plane crash in Ahmedabad, they found Bhagavad Gita. So that's also proof that people carry,
Divinity, there are so many cases, 1800 degrees Celsius flight mein Gita was unharmed, Ahmedabad crash mein. There are other also dusra, of course we are not getting into, I personally was told something in Kazakhstan by a devotee. So there are, divinity रहेगी बहुत सारी चीजों किताबों में.
In Hindi, we have this concept, boon, boon se banta hai sagar. Like for example, if we are very busy, we never miss eating, right? We may not eat the whole plate, but we'll pick some chapati and eat and move ahead, right? So I found one inspiring example in Marathwada, where the place where I visit. One devotee I met, Gopal Krishna Maharaj disciple, who is working in ST bus. So I was introduced to him. Prabhuji, he has read Bhagavad Gita 40 times. So a shocked 12-hour duty, multiple shifts, a father of 3 kids. I thought, how you read 40 times? Every day before sleeping, I read one verse of Bhagavad Gita without fail. Is it? How many years? 15 years. 15 साल में कैसे 40 बार पढ़ लिया? So I make minimum one verse. And someday I think I have 5 minutes, I can read 4 verses. So generally we have a concept, and even congregation and brahmacharis also, I need 2 hours to read books. And then those 2 hours, they don't never come, and we never pick up books also. So every day we keep in touch with Srila Prabhupada's books, that one shlok will generate interest in 4 shlokas, 1 chapter. And this example of a devotee, in 15 years he have read 40 times the Bhagavad Gita. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
So that was a lot of content about a lot of solutions regarding people's reading habits reduced.
Yes, you read, I'll tell you. Actually, अभी बोलते हैं ना टाइम नहीं है लोगों को. टाइम का ऐसा है, one person learned Spanish, जब when he is passing urine, that time you can't do anything, right? वो कार्ड्स यूज करता था while passing, water. उसने 3 साल में ऑलमोस्ट स्पेनिश सीख लिया. एक आदमी ने इटालियन सीखा कैसे, जब फोन रिंग होते थे जो टाइम लगता था रिंग होने में, तो उस टाइम में वो कार्ड निकालता था. तो मैंने जो भी फिलॉसफी सीखा मैंने खुद ने, हम लोग बहुत स्ट्रगल से आए इस कान में, उस टाइम में मैन पावर 90s में वॉशरूम में सीखा है. आज भी वॉशरूम में वो पहले कैसेट आती थी, तो आज भी वो रूटीन है, खाने के टाइम और वॉशिंग नहाने के टाइम में वो सुनते हैं श्रवणम। अभी तो ऐप आ गया। तो अगर दिन में 5-5 बार 3-3 मिनट हम यूज करते हैं, 15 मिनट डेली हो जाता है, और साल में 90 घंटे हो जाती है। 3-3 मिनट गाड़ी में बैठना है, उसके पहले ड्राइवर नहीं आया, 3 मिनट टाइम मिल गया। वहां बैठे 3 मिनट मिल गया। 5 बार 15 मिनट, 90 मिनट मिल जाए, 90 घंटे साल में बचेंगे। तो बूंद बूंद से घड़ा भर जाएगा।
I just remember in Secunderabad when we were kids, Sadhya Prabhu used to hear Prabhupada lectures all the time. I just want to read the stats. 90.8% of the whole world read printed books. 90.8% as per. And there's a given stats, 73% in USA and 78% India. All the world, its average is 90.8% people still read printed books. Hari Bol.
हरे कृष्णा। तो तमाल कृष्ण महाराज जी श्रील प्रभुपाद जी को बता रहे थे कि इतना बड़ा मैनेजमेंट है, मुझे बुक रीडिंग करने के लिए टाइम नहीं मिल रहा है। तो फिर बहुत सारा मैनेजमेंट होता है। तो श्रील प्रभुपाद जी ने कहा कि आपकी निद्रा है, थोड़ा कम करना। आप निद्रा के लिए जो टाइम देते हैं, उसी टाइम पे आप सुबह जल्दी उठो, जपा फिनिश करो, और फिर आपको टाइम मिलेगा तो आप ग्रंथ पढ़ सकते हैं। तो फिर वैसा ही उन्होंने किया, सुबह सुबह जल्दी उठते, अपना राउंड फिनिश करके फिर उनको टाइम मिलता था, फिर वो रीडिंग करते थे, बाकी फिर दिन भर उनकी सेवा में बिजी रहते थे। तो एक हम भी टाइम नहीं मिलते, हम बहुत सारा टाइम जाता है, लेकिन हम लोग थोड़ा निद्रा कम करके श्रील प्रभुपाद जी ग्रंथ पढ़ते तो फिर हमारा कल्याण हो जाएगा। हरे कृष्णा।
Thank you, Prabhuji. Now we can see practically a lot of tips have been given how to increase book readings. We go to the next question. The young generation not inspired to go out to distribute books. Young generation not inspired to go out for book distribution.
Pure lack of leadership. Anyone who has this question, he is not a leader. Any leader who is facing this is not a leader actually. Because young generation, if you are not able to send them out for preaching, then the question comes, what are you preaching? Then the question comes, what are you preaching? It's very, very important that leaders, either they are organizing book distribution very seriously, they are taking care of the book distributors, or they themselves are going with the book distributors. If these three things are lacking, then why they will go out? Why any young or old also will go out? So it's very, very important that leaders have to either be very directly taking care of book distributors, their health, their needs, their concerns, their emotional needs. Second thing is they are actually themselves going. And the third thing is they are actually organizing book distribution. They are organizing the whole efforts of book distribution. Hare Krishna.
ये एक्चुअली एक मेरा पॉइंट है, एवरीथिंग, ये सारा खेल है ट्रेनिंग और इंस्पिरेशन का। You know, we are talking young leaders not going out. You know, in some seminaries of Pakistan, they have to have lottery who will go for jihad, for committing suicide. They have to have lottery because all want to go. No, lottery निकालो। तो अगर यंग लोगों को हम मरने के लिए रेडी है, ये ट्रेनिंग का ओरिएंटेशन की बात है। तो हर चीज पॉसिबल है, ये वैसा हम माहौल क्रिएट करना है, वैसा इंस्पिरेशन सेटिंग, तो then they can actually, there is no shortage. There was a game where you have to commit suicide online. What was the fish? Something was there. So people are playing that, youngsters playing game, and then after committing suicide. So it is all question of molding, you know. Our organizational culture, the culture of our yatra, you know. It all depends on that.
Mohan Rupa.
Yeah, actually, what Sitaram Prabhu said and Prabhuji said is 100% correct. Unless the leaders are involved themselves, it's not going to happen. Why Krishna is saying, whatever a great man performs, common men follow. So leaders have to get involved, and I would like to request all the leaders, temple presidents, or whoever it may be in the leadership position, they should be attending this Sankirtan convention. If they're here, if they're in the convention, then they'll be convinced. If they're not in convention, then they'll not be convinced so much, Because you're all already convinced. See, you're all Sankirtan leaders, devotees, distributors. You're already convinced. We are just discussing to increase our faith. But if the leaders are here and they are convinced, then I think your speed will be doubled. There's no doubt about that. So our leaders have to get involved, and we have to really request them, touch their lotus feet and get them here in the convention, somehow or other, whether it's online or offline. And if they start getting in this mode, then we can see miracles happening.
I just want to add one point. If there is a leadership and they're busy in doing many things, one thing we can do to increase book distribution is advocate that book distribution is most important activity. If you meet a devotees, if you give Bhagavatam class, you have management, always say, if you're not able to do for some reason, just tell everyone that book distribution is most important activity. If you say this one line, I think many things can happen.
अभी ये 2 सप्ताह बाद we have ICC meeting वृंदावन में, सारे leaders आ रहे हैं इंडिया के. So we'll be presenting these concerns, discussing हमारे all India leadership में भी. और ये जो point है कि इंस्पिरेट, देखिए एक चीज है, you are good for nothing, send him that brahmachari for book distribution. ये हायर लोअर ये रियलाइज जब तक नहीं होगा, दिस इज एक्चुअली द हाईएस्ट एक्टिविटी, संकीर्तन रसा, रेप्लिकेशन ऑफ रास लीला पास टाइम, रेप्लिकेशन हियर पे. सो ये आई विल टेल यू वन स्मॉल इंसिडेंट, रियल स्टोरी ऑफ सोहो स्ट्रीट लंदन. माता जी थे 72 साल, 72 ईयर्स लेडी. उन्होंने सोचा अब बुढ़े हो गए, अब कितना बुक टेबल पे बैठेंगे रोड पे. उन्होंने इंडिया का टिकट करा ली, यहाँ एक रूम बुक कर लिया है, रूम परमानेंट राधा कुंड में. नेक्स्ट डे फ्लाइट है, रात को सपना आया उनको, ड्रीम आई है, वो सोहो स्ट्रीट नहीं सॉरी ऑक्सफोर्ड स्ट्रीट बगल में उधर लगाया टेबल, एंड पानी बहुत है उधर, एंड पीपल आर लाइक पानी में ही टेबल है. तो उन्होंने पूछा एक पासर भाई से, आज ये स्ट्रीट में इतना पानी क्यों है? वो बोला राधा कुंड में पानी नहीं रहेगा तो और क्या रहेगा? Then she realized वो राधा कुंड है, सोहो स्ट्रीट नहीं है. टिकट कैंसिल. भगवान कलयुग में मंदिर में नहीं है, मंदिर मठ मस्जिद में नहीं है, भगवान रोड के ऊपर है. सेल्फ रियलाइजेशन सड़क पे होता है,
तब भगवान मंदिर में दिखेंगे,
तब भगवान मंदिर में रहेंगे. वरना मंदिर, प्रभुपाद बोले विग्रह बिकम्स गलत रहा. जैसे श्रवणम कीर्तनम नहीं है और प्रीचिंग नहीं है, तो रोड पे भगवान मिलते हैं, रोड पे सेल्फ रियलाइजेशन होता है लोगों को. ये मंदिर तो फिर मठ हो जाते हैं, बाद में कुछ नहीं होता है.
You, I can give a challenge. Make a statistics. The temples which are having many physically issues devotees, too many devotees going to doctors and eating and sleeping, lot of difficulty to manage temple, devotees are fighting, they are criticizing the president. You note devotees are not going out. You note that, and there will be a problem. In some way or other, prasadam, books, membership or harinam, in some way or other, until devotees are not in Sankirtan, they are not going out, these problems will be there. Only when we inspire devotees to go out, we will be dealing with the challenges, not the problems. So very, very important that, and see, one thing which I wanted to share that We are a movement of volunteers. It's very easy to say what is wrong, but the best way to deal with the problem is show what needs to be done. If you set an example, what is not happening and you are showing, by doing it and show that it works, it's a better reply to the problem. That was one of the solutions which I adopted in my life, and it helps a lot. You do it, others will just follow. What is not happening, specifically book distribution, devotees going out. You do it and you see. That's why it said, अपनी सोच को इतनी बड़ी रखो प्रभुपाद के सेवा में कि प्रॉब्लम छोटा पड़ जाए उसके सामने. Our problem should become small in front of the vision which we have to serve Srila Prabhupada. And book distribution is one of those means. Hare Krishna.
एक बहुत अच्छी बात और है. मैं 91 में हमारे सिकंदराबाद में एक 8 बजे एक वेस्टर्न डिवोटी आए. सो प्रभु आए, कैन आई स्टे? या प्रभु, वी आर बहुत बेसिक फैसिलिटीज थे, प्लीज एक चटाई दे दिया आप, ये रूम है, फैन है, ठीक है. आप कुछ प्रसाद थोड़ा बचा हुआ था, कुछ प्रसाद लिया. फिर 9 o'clock, वो सिटी तब इतना बिजी भी नहीं था, आप जानते हैं सब सिटी कितने 30 साल 35 साल. फिर बोले प्रभु आई हैव टू गो आउट. मैं बोला अभी तो प्रभु इट्स 9:15 नाउ, होल मार्केट्स आर क्लोज, डू यू नीड समथिंग? बोले नो आई हैव सर्टेन माई कोटा टू डू. तो 9:30 बजे करीब पूरा सिटी बंद हो जाता था उस जमाने में. 9:30 बजे उनका कोटा था बुक डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन का, और वो वीकली कोटा, वीकेंड हो गया था. तो मैं बोला प्रभु एनीवे ये रूम इज ओपन, यू टेक द कीज, हम तो सो जाएंगे. फिर अगले दिन मैंने पूछा, सो प्रभु व्हाट हैपेंड? आप बोला रात को आई केम बैक 12:30, 1:45. उनका कुछ 21 बुक का कोटा होता है वीकली, या 31 बुक्स का, उसमें 8 बुक वर मिसिंग. तो मैं बोला इतनी रात को आपको कहाँ मिला? बोला आई कुड, प्रभु when you want to preach you have to step out and Paramatma super soul takes over. You are no more independent, you are a tool in Krishna's hand. बोले रात को I don't know whether I had to go right or left, then Krishna taken me right. मैं बोला अच्छा. बोला ड्रंकार्ड्स, प्रोस्टिट्यूट, बेगर्स, इन लोग रात को मिलेंगे. आजकल तो नाइट लाइफ बढ़ गई सिटीज में, उस समय इन सबको बोला आई हैव कंप्लीटेड माय कोटा वीकली कोटा करके सोया उन्होंने. तो इस तरह से ये जो है डिटर्मिनेशन, एक ही है कुरु नंदन है, यू नो, ये डिटर्मिनेशन होने से ये भक्ति जो है प्रचार देना, न च तस्मान मनुष्येषु कश्चिन में प्रिय कर्तम है. प्रीचिंग जो करता है गीता का प्रचार, उससे तो प्रिय कभी न कृष्ण थे, कोई न है न रहेगा. ये तो भगवान गीता में ही बोल रहे. तो भक्ति हम जो है ऐसा काम है, ये बुक डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन, ये डायरेक्ट कृष्णा का सारे आचार्य परंपरा का अट्रैक्शन करता है, ध्यान हमारे ऊपर. क्योंकि हमने इसमें सारे आचार्यों की कमेंट्रीज है, भगवान की वाणी है, महाप्रभु की शिक्षाएं हैं. तो इस तरह से ये बहुत ही, तो इस तरह से अगर हम समझेंगे कि इसका लेवल क्या है, और प्रभुपाद की वाणी जब, इसलिए वी हैव टू रिमाइंड आवरसेल्फ.
Yeah, one more assessment I had. If you see Srila Prabhupada disciples, many of them were book distributors, many of the leaders. And all of them, सब शुरुआत में तो सभी book distributors थे, 3-3, 4-4 साल. So, one more challenge which we will face, or we are facing, is devotees having, after doing Bhakti Shastri, Bhakti Vaibhav, preacher for 10 years, we are facing psychological issues. Because they don't go out 5, 4 hours. Today, आज सुबह हमारे मधु सुंदर वो क्लास दे रहे थे ना, तो उसमें बोले पढ़े लिखे लड़के लोग जाते हैं जाते बुक डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन में, और खुद ही हंसते पहले तो. बोले जब जाते हैं तो कोई गाली देते तो चुपचाप आके बैठ जाते आधे घंटे के लिए. फिर वो गाली सुनने की आदत हो जाती है, फिर विद इन बोलते ना हम लोग का नेक्टर ऑफ डिवोशन में उत्साह, निश्चय, ध्येय, फर्स्ट वर्ड क्या है? उत्साह. Book distribution is a platform where you are trained even after you get abused. गाली रोड पे मिलती है तो 3 सेकंड में वापस उत्साह पैदा करते हैं आप. Imagine how strong you become. Imagine how strong you and what kind of situation you can deal in the world if you go through that. So it's very important. Hare Krishna.
Such amazing answers. For those who had this question that young generation not going out, please show them the video recording of this last half an hour. It's so nice that, very inspiring, isn't it? It's very inspiring, all these leaders speaking such nice Sankirtan, importance of Sankirtan and going out for book distribution. So then we moving on to the next question. Book high prices in the last 5 years. Prices of the books have increased in the last 5 years. So this is one challenge that devotees have mentioned.
So I don't think the prices are so high, because if you see the books outside, other editions of Bhagavad Gita, of other institutions, they are much more expensive, much more higher price. The Yogananda Paramahansa, they have 3 volumes Bhagavad Gita they publish, and each of the volume is like almost 200, 250 rupees. So 3 volumes means like 500, 600, 700 rupees. So other editions of Bhagavad Gita, they are much more expensive. Our Gita is, I think, most reasonable, and we can't compromise with the quality. Somebody suggested that, we can make paper can be cheaper, and like Gita Press, we can sell a lesser price. Prabhupada said our books are quality outside, quality inside. So we can't compromise with the quality just to please some people. Because Prabhupada has worked so much, so hard to translate these books, to write these books. And if we sell these books at a lesser quality, then it doesn't represent actually ISKCON. So we need to have some standard, and our books are not that expensive. 250 rupees is not that a big price. It depends upon the area also where you are selling, whether it's English or Gujarati or Hindi. Different prices are there, but it is not a very high price. People are spending so much money to watch movies in the Netflix, PVR, cinema halls, popcorns and pizza and burgers and whatnot. So you go around the city, they are spending so much money. On the New Year day, if you go, they spend so much money in the 5-star hotels, and one sitting, for one couple, they charge, the 5-star hotel, they charge at least 1 lakh rupees. So they are ready to pay that, but they will not pay for 200 rupees, 50 rupees Bhagavad Gita. So we have to be convinced first of all. Unless until we are convinced, we cannot convince others. We have to be convinced that we are selling at the right price. And this year, BBT has been very, very merciful and practical. They reduced the price for even Srimad Bhagavatam also. I think less than 1,000 rupees. We sold Bhagavatam at a lesser price. So what more can be done? So especially now when the paper is becoming expensive and we also maintain the quality also, I think we should not be reducing the price. And so we should be convinced, And we have to see, we have to compare with other editions of Bhagavad Gita, and we'll see our Bhagavad Gita is the best. Hare Krishna. Our books are the best.
See this, in the cities, there is no more villages left which are poor. If there are smartphones in villages, Bhagavad Gita can be bought. In villages having 5,000, at least the minimum smartphone is 5,000. If the villages are affording that, so I don't think so there's a problem with buying the Bhagavad Gita or Srila Prabhupada books. As a kid, I used to always think, when I used to travel in the local train of Mumbai, I used to see those slums, and I used to feel very pity that garib log hai. But when the dish came, earlier cable line was there, so we could not see TV hai ki nahi ghar ke andar. Now if you go in the local train, all the slums, they have a dish. You understand dish? TV dish. Huh? DTH. Dish होता है ना छोटा dish. Cable. हाँ? TV एंटीना वो राउंड एंटीना. अब झोपड़ पानी सर के अंदर गिरेगा मगर उसके वो दिखेगा आपको टेबल. So people are ready to do anything for sense gratification. And it is we who are supposed to, Prabhupada said, my books will be sold by my enthusiasm of my devotees. So all we need is enthusiasm to sell a book, not the price of the book. And much more practical evidence is that every year BBD is printing more books, every year the score is increasing. That means the books are going on. Hare Krishna.
Pre-COVID, I remember we had gone with the Sankirtan bus in one village, and one very old lady came, and she was very much interested in the Bhagavad Gita we were distributing. And then in typical Marathi, she was mentioning, this is a very nice book. And I should say that this is very nice book. She is saying this is a nice book. So then I was asking, how do you know? I said, I already have your book. And I said, why are you buying one more? So then she bought the book. So some years back, Mohan Rupu can remember, BBT had got one Bhagavad Gita, which was a newspaper paper, black wala tha. Because there was a lot of demand, paisa kam karo. So finally BBT made one book, Bhagavad Gita. And that year a lot of books went. But ultimately this lady said, ये book में पढ़ने आ नहीं रहा है मुझे. He said that we can't read after 5 years. I'm not able to read what is the printing. So I'm buying a new book so I can read nicely. So what may happen that books may go less, but the quality will go down. We are not giving books for the number. We are giving books for reading, right? So Srila Prabhupada, many times Srila Prabhupada, there's one past time Srila Prabhupada picked up a book and the binding came out. Prabhupada was so furious. How can you make a book like that? So you see, our books are so nicely printed. They have special binding, they're double binding, quality paper. So when you give quality, people will also appreciate quality and take. So we are not going for just masses. We are giving quality books and quality price. So our book distributor should know that we are giving diamond, and therefore we have to sell diamond like we, not we sell papers like that. So we should be convinced what we are doing.
Thank you very much. Just to mention, we have around 70 questions and counting. We are right now at the 5th one. So I'll just request the panel members to be a little crisp in their answers so we can go ahead also. So this is question number 6 is there. Question number 5. Different prices of books at the same location or in temples. Different prices of books.
Bring it to the DC representative.
We have a DC representative for all over ICC. I take care of South SIDC, and we have Narottam Priya Prabhu, Baladev Prabhuji, and EIDC, Praneshwar Prabhu takes care. So anybody has seen something like this, you can always prompt, and the committee will take necessary action. We are fixing per DC for marathon pricing or also Bhagavatam pricing. So whatever the ICC committee fixes, that will be rolled out in all the DCs and it will be informed. Hare Krishna.
So
Hare Krishna.
everyone has been added here. Everyone has been added here in that Sankirtan group.
Yes.
So there, after this, we will just put Sriram Prabhu's number, Praneshwar Prabhu's number, Baldev Prabhu's number. So depending on which DC, if you find out such instances, you can reach out to them.
Hare Krishna. I have one question regarding the pricing of the books. There are some devotees who are distributing Srimad Bhagavatam throughout the year, and they are distributing other books also. And they have told me to ask this question to this body that we are having marathon, and in marathon we are reducing the prices in DCs. In all DCs we have different prices, but we are reducing. But when they are distributing books throughout the year, they see that these books are available in discounted rate, and it is causing problem for them to distribute books throughout the year. For example, Bhagavatam sets. During this Bhadra Purnima, we have distributed 1,000, 2,000 less than the regular price. So if they are facing the challenge of distributing books throughout the year, then how to solve this problem? They have asked this question.
Whatever discount, we have a specific timeline, Prabhu. Like Bhadra Purnima up to September 20th is what we decided. So the whatever discount applies to that specific dates only. Beyond it, it's regular price. I hope this clarifies. Whatever in fixed marathon, November 15th to January 10th, like that.
Yeah, that is the problem they are facing. When they are saying that when they are distributing throughout the year,
Acha.
they say that when they go to the customers, they say that we will buy during the marathon, we will not buy now. We will wait till the next marathon.
Somebody has to answer this.
Exceptions are always there, that will be one. Exceptions are always there, that will be 1, 2 like this. In general, there is no such problem. Books are going, everyone is sending devotees out and books are going.
Prabhu, mostly people take books, 70 to 80%, they're convinced by content of the book, not on those 1,000, 2,000 rupees discount. Like I'll tell you example, Sadhe Prabhu, we were flying today in the morning. The next guy who is sitting to us, we just encouraged preach about Bhagavatam. And I said, what is the price? I said, mostly it's 15,000 rupees, Bhagavatam said. But we have a specific time which is reasonably good. And he immediately took 2 Bhagavatam sets, one for his house and he sponsored on Bhagavatam sets. People don't take sets, buy these books for seeing pricing and discount and all. They're really convinced about the content and they're inspired, then only they'll take. It's my experience, but you are much experienced than me.
No, their question is okay, if you are reducing the price, this is not reduced by the BBT, you are reducing. If you are going to reduce throughout the year or don't reduce. So why are you reducing only for few 1 month or 2 months? Why can't you reduce the price throughout the year?
It's a very good point. We'll park it and we'll come back by tomorrow.
Yeah. You know, Prabhuji, sale offer happens a while only. Sale offer, that's an answer can be given, that sales happen only a while. You know, there is sale 40% off, 50% off. It's in season time. So December is our season time.
I can answer this question.
See, like Christmas sale, Diwali sale. They don't say that Diwali mein kapda kharidenge, saal bhar kapda kharidte.
Saralakshan Bro, I just want to clarify. I don't know, see the BBT, I think they reduce the price to some extent during marathon. No?
No, never.
They don't reduce.
Never. Earlier BBT used to reduce and later the problems, because during the marathon they printed the low quality version of books. But later the devotees complained that we should not reduce the quality, so you should maintain the same quality. Now they are not producing the lower version quality books, they are producing the same quality as regular. So they are not reducing. This is reduced by the DCs, not the BBT.
Yes. Okay, if it is reduced by the DCs, then see, we have our country is blessed by Lord Chaitanya because we have a huge population of how many? 140 crores. So there is no dearth of population. There may be people who are saying like this, you are right, but there are people who are also buying whatever price we sell. So that is the blessing of this country and Lord Chaitanya in India. We are very, very fortunate that if some people are, they are arguing and they are asking like this, and there are many people who are ready to buy also. So if 10 people are not ready to, and they disagree with us, they are not happy, so let us go to some other 10 people. And the other 10 people, there is no dearth of population. Like His Holiness Loknath Swami Maharaj said, Mongolia is such a big country, but with a very less population. Pune has got almost 7 million people staying here, and like Delhi is almost 30 million, 3 crores, 30 million. 3 crore is the population Delhi NCR. So out of 3 crores, if 10 people, they are not in favor of us, they disagree with us. We have so many people around. This country is really very blessed, by Lord Chaitanya. So let us not worry about few people who are asking like this.
No,
Let
sometimes-
us get the full benefit.
No. See, as I said, Prabhupada said books will go by the enthusiasm. So, cost is just, mental, क्या बोलते हैं, jugglery. Because one devotee was too much talking in my temple. He was too much telling Prabhuji books का rate ये होना चाहिए, वैसा होना चाहिए, वैसा होना चाहिए. So I put him in prasadam distribution for 2 months. बोला तुम प्रसाद बांटो, बुक मत बांटो. After that he was forcing, नहीं मेरे को जाना है book distribution. Then he went चुपचाप. No more question. He चुपचाप went. Put him in prasadam distribution or something. चुपचाप. Books will go by enthusiasm. That should not be doubted at all. Hare Krishna.
Okay, the next question is, other missionaries are giving free books of their literature. This is a challenge. Other missionaries are giving free books. So why are we selling? Well, this is already, I think we have already discussed enough on this matter about the importance of book distribution. So we'll move ahead. Others are giving free, that's good for them. And it's better for us because we have something more challenging to do. Number 7, Sankirtan devotees not honored enough. Sankirtan devotees are not honored enough. Question is, the challenge is Sankirtan devotees don't feel enough honored.
No appreciation for book distribution.
देखिए इसको नो अप्रिसिएशन फॉर, इसको कहते हैं ऑर्गेनाइजेशनल कल्चर. ये डिपेंड करता है हमारी कल्चर क्या है. ये क्या होता है, प्रेयस श्रेयस. सो व्हेन वी आर गियर्ड फॉर प्रेयस, सो इट इज योर होल मूड, योर होल. क्या होता है, हम यहां पे है सिटीज के अंदर, सराउंडेड बाय ऑल कर्मी वर्ल्ड, दे आर बस कमाओ जियो मस्त. तो हमारा भी क्या होता है, वी बिकम गेट इनटू दैट ग्राइंड, वो मूड, फ्रूटी मेंटालिटी बेसिकली, किसमें मजा मिलेगा. तो हमारा इसलिए क्या है, दिस इज, देर इज अ मूड ऑफ दिस कली धर्मा. कली धर्मा इज काम लोभा दयस चाहिए, काम और लोभ. और भागवत धर्म है, गिविंग आउट कृष्णा, प्योर कृष्णा कॉन्शियसनेस. सो अगर हमारी टेम्पल की वो कल्चर है, तो हमारे बुक डिस्ट्रीब्यूटर्स विल बी केप्ट ऑन अ पेडेस्टल, तो ये इट डिपेंड्स ऑन व्हाट कल्चर वी आर कल्टिवेटिंग. इसीलिए क्या होता है, एक पॉइंट है, मिशन ड्रिफ्ट. मिशन ड्रिफ्ट ये एक बहुत बड़ा फील्ड है, मिशन ड्रिफ्ट का. जैसे हार्वर्ड था, किसके लिए हार्वर्ड यूनिवर्सिटी को फाउंडेड किया गया, एंड वेयर इज द हार्वर्ड इज टुडे, मिशन ड्रिफ्ट. उस पे बहुत रिसर्च हुआ है, बहुत पेपर्स है मिशन ड्रिफ्ट पे. सो वी हैव टू बी केयरफुल कि आर वी ऑल्सो ड्रिफ्टिंग इन आवर मिशन. हमारा किसके लिए हम आए हैं, क्यों मूवमेंट बनाया गया, साधु बनने का पर्पस क्या है, और ये मठ कैसे रहते थे, बहुत कुछ हमको. इसलिए इवैल्यूएशन इज वेरी एसेंशियल, क्रिटिकल इवैल्यूएशन ऑफ व्हाट वी आर डूइंग, वेयर वी आर गोइंग, एंड दैट्स मिशन ड्रिफ्ट. सो वी हैव टू इवॉल्व अ कल्चर. दैट इज व्हाई नाउ ISKCON, family business, that is why this culture, it's all a cultural thing.
Whole this book distribution committee and this convention is actually to honor all of you. It's this is a starting point, and we already honored Bhima Prabhu today. He was serving for decades, and all of you are honored by giving opportunity to speak. There's a great visibility, and we have awards started by Sahadev Prabhu for ICC Book Distribution Awards. There is a gap that is being fulfilled. We are working on it. You can also give some inputs how we can honor more. But there's enough work has been done in every temple to honor. We have identified Sankirtan leader from each temple. That itself is a honor, and the work is in progress. But if you have something more ideas, I think we will take it as a committee. Hare Krishna.
One
That is also
Darling.
we're
One
getting
practical-
special prasadam here. That is also what I'm saying.
One practical tip I would suggest is that you should express to your leader. You should write an email to him humbly, expressing it. If you want to really convey your genuine concern, it depends upon the tone you use. The tone you use. So, in a very humble state, if you convey to your leader that these are the concerns, this is what I feel, actually will be a very practical step even for the leader to introspect. And then you can always follow up on it, escalate, and then these are some practical tips as well to help our leaders actually. I think everyone would like to, a genuine leader will immediately give his attention to such a genuine and important concern. Hare Krishna.
Okay, thank you.
एक चीज है इसमें, इसी एक कंसर्न है मेरा, बिकॉज इसी नो हार्म इन रिमेनिंग, जो हारा वो हरि का, जीता जाए जम के पास। तो भक्ति में हार जाना ट्रेडिशनल साधु लोग का था, हारना और माने डाउन ट्रोडन होना वो एक्चुअली लिबरेशन के लिए अच्छा है। और यहाँ पे जो शेर बन के घूमते हैं बड़े लीडर, महंत, पहले के संत लोग, 1000 संत रहते थे, मैं बता रहा हूं, महंत कोई नहीं बनना चाहता था, कि कहते थे 99.9% महंत नरक में जाएंगे। अभी 99 पॉइंट सब बनना चाहते महंत। तो खैर ठीक है, हमें अपना एक तरह से आध्यात्मिक के लिए नीचे की पोजीशन तृणादपि जो हम कहते तो हम रोज सुबह हैं, लेकिन और दूसरी बात क्या है, ये फील नहीं होना कि ये लोग जब हमारे डिवोट प्रेसिडेंटों को नहीं लगना अरे यहाँ जाके इनका दिमाग घुमा रहे लोग। हमारे लीडर्स का, संकीर्तन लीडर्स का पहले ऐसा था, अभी ऐसा बात कर रहे हैं, ऐसे नहीं। तो वो कंसर्न अगली बार कन्वेंशन में मुश्किल हो जाएगी ऑर्गेनाइज करना। उस टाइम में प्रेसिडेंट बोलेगा बट प्रभु हम लोग को वहां टूर पे जाना है, ये जाना है।
So the next challenge, actually, Prabhuji, you just answered it, which was higher managerial responsibilities. So the leaders have higher managerial responsibilities, so they're not able to give time for Sankirtan. But you've already answered that now. Their destination is clear.
भिखारी से लेके प्राइम मिनिस्टर तक सबको कितने घंटे हैं?
24।
तो प्राइम मिनिस्टर को देश चलाने को 24 मिल रहा है, उसको भी एक दुकानदार किराना शॉप वाले को 24 घंटा मिल रहा है। हम टाइम सबके पास है, टाइम वही देता है आदमी जहां उसका इंटरेस्ट होता है। तो अगर इंटरेस्ट है, जहां चाह वहां राह, वेयर देयर इज अ विल देयर इज अ वे, यू विल फाइंड टाइम। जिस पे इंटरेस्ट है तो इंटरेस्ट की बात है, इट्स नॉट क्वेश्चन ऑफ।
Moving ahead, more focus on temple activities and projects. We have already discussed this at length. More focus on temple activities and projects. We have already discussed.
प्रभु एक चीज है इस पे, लिसन। श्रील भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती ठाकुर एक एग्जाम्पल दिए शो बॉटल का। शो बॉटल का मतलब क्या था? मैंने देखा है 90 कलकत्ता में, मैंने देखा है हैदराबाद में, जब मैं आया था, एक हमारे मोंडा मार्केट मेडिकल शॉप फार्मेसी थी, बड़ी बॉटल सामने थी। उन्होंने बोला है हमारे ये मठ है, शो बॉटल है, लोगों को बॉटल दिखा के अंदर लाएंगे, बड़ी बड़ी बिल्डिंग, और असली मेडिसिन देंगे। तो शो बॉटल का वहीं से फ्रेज आया, शो बॉटल, उसमें दवाई पानी है। तो ये जितने बड़े आप देख रहे हैं, हम बड़े बड़े मंदिर ये हमारे, इसका पर्पस एक ही है कि लोग आके किताबें लें। देखिए स्कूल की ड्रेस आयरन किया हमने, बैग जब जमा ली, फीस दे दी 1 लाख रुपया महीना है स्कूल में 1 लाख रुपए की। अरे पर्पस क्या है? पढ़ना। नहीं पढ़े तो आप वो सारा जितना आयरन किए, कपड़ा सिलाए, गाड़ी में ड्रॉप हुए, सारा बेकार है। वैसे एक्चुअली पर्पस ऑफ ये पर्पस एस्टैब्लिशमेंट का है। प्रभुपाद ने कहा वी वांट टू हैव सम रेस्पेक्टेबिलिटी, वी वांट टू अट्रैक्ट पीपल, एंड इसीलिए मठों का भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती ठाकुर ये सब पायनियर्स थे। अभी स्वामी नारायण आए हैं, वरना इस्कॉन वाज द पायनियर इन एक्सोटिक टेम्पल्स। ऑफ कोर्स हमारे आचार्यों ने श्रीरंगम वगैरह बनाया है, आई एम नॉट। तो इस तरह से एक्टिविटी, वहां रेस्टोरेंट खोलना। प्रभुपाद जी का एक लेटर है, जुहू गेस्ट हाउस में ही अलाउड चाय सर्विंग करो उनको। चाय आज भी देते हैं, नहीं देते?
अभी जरूरत नहीं पड़ रहा है, हर्बल टी आ गया।
हर्बल टी आ गया। नहीं, वहां पे टी था, एक किसी ने पूछा तो मैंने लुकअप किया। प्रभुपाद बोले, भक्तिसिद्धांत सरस्वती ठाकुर बोले कि गेट द वेस्टर्नर्स टू हियर ट्रेन, दे नीड मीट, वी विल अरेंज मीट फॉर देम, बट लेट देम हियर। तो हमारे चीजों का पर्पस यही है। अगर आप ये पर्पस सर्व नहीं कर पा रहे हो, तब तो हम ये मिशन ड्रिफ्ट हो जाएगा, कोई फायदा नहीं होगा। सब कर करा के इतना हमारे कोर किसके लिए हमने किया वो भूल जाते कभी।
Moving ahead, the 10th challenge is no training, lack of training for book distribution.
I think this is training actually, practical training. Devotees coming here, this training on the roads, you know, like. But there is a plan, like Vaisheshik Prabhu, Bhima Prabhu has done some training across all the DCs. At least there is a plan to bring some senior book distributors to go them around and give training. Wherever zone you are, you should talk to your representative, should have more trainings. Like Naveen's Prabhu is coming up a book, that's a training. Whoever is doing book distribution, the training happens on the road, right? The more you on the road with the senior book distributors, you learn more. So that has to roll out, and it's already started. Hare Krishna.
So that's, I think, what I wanted to say. Sri Ram Prabhu already said, where there is a will, there is a way. Actually, how many of you are aware of this channel called Traveling Sankirtan Party? TSP, Traveling Sankirtan Party. So I had this in mind, that instead of doing too many buses and too many books, if we take advantage of social media and develop very nice videos which can attract the younger devotees in our movement to take up book distribution, it will help a lot. And I saw the result of it. Many devotees took up. So it is the efforts which we think, put, and the senior leaders, if they are too busy, it's very natural in ISKCON. Once you join, you are a bhakta, and then as soon as you wear a saffron, you become a Prabhuji for rest of the life. For rest of the life, you become a Prabhuji. But even if one is busy, he should be involved in organizing book distribution, supporting book distribution, and inspiring others to go for book distribution. Many leaders cannot go, but if they facilitate, if their association take care, then that's as good as doing book distribution. Hare Krishna.
I have one work for our committee now, one to do, you know. देखिए, in our society many areas में formal training का थोड़ा lack है. Formal training का दुनिया में हर चीज का ट्रेनिंग है, यहां तक कि पॉकेट मारी का भी बहुत बड़ा शागिर्द बनना पड़ता है। उसको पैर छूता है रोज सुबह पॉकेट मारी का, और वो शागिर्द बनता है, और वो इट्स अ फॉर्मल ट्रेनिंग, यू नो. So my point is, many areas we are lacking. So what I suggest is, like Kirtan, we learn by beating Mridanga, but there is actually, we are establishing we want to establish a certification program, Gaudiya Kirtan में. माने ऐसे पीटना नहीं, थोड़े बीट्स हैं, थोड़े से मॉड्यूलेशन है, सारी चीजें, करताल्स का भी सिस्टम्स है. वैसे I suggest,
I already spoke to Nitai Madhav, develop a course.
हाँ, डेवलप ए कोर्स. ऐसा करना है हमको कि भाई शॉर्ट ऑनलाइन हो जाए, कुछ मॉड्यूल्स रहे. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, यू आर टॉकिंग एक बुक का बारे में, देखिए हमारी गीता है, बहुत बढ़िया है, दिस इज सब है. इस कान सिस्टम में हाथ टच करने दो, उसको टच करते ही फीलिंग चेंज हो जाए. आपका 10 मिनट से जो नहीं होगा, 3 सेकंड से टच करेगा ना, बिकॉज इज टचिंग कृष्णा, वो फीलिंग चेंज हो जाएगा उसको. इसलिए कुछ चीजें होती है, थोड़ा सा एक कोर्स इवॉल्व होना चाहिए. एंड उसमें वो मॉड्यूल रहता है, फॉर्मल रहता है, एंड इट हेल्प्स अदर्स. थोड़ा कुछ चीजें, टेक्निक्स और मूड और सारा.
Yes, I spoke to Nitai Madhav Prabhu. He is very expert in designing courses. He works with Atul Krishna Prabhu and develops courses. So I have requested him that.
तो ये जमीन सीनियर्स का इनपुट लेके किताबें, आई शेयर सम बुक्स आर देयर, PDFs, एंड तो इस तरह से थोड़ा सा विषय.
But still, till the course officially comes up, always remember, Srila Prabhupada is so kind. He has given up the bottom line. Even if you show the books, people will get purified.
हाँ, कुछ नहीं है इसमें.
So keep showing till then.
Just go out.
And it will go.
Have a desire. Krishna will guide.
Hare Krishna.
Yeah, this training is very important because Navinirada Prabhu, he has a course for 4 days courses there. I've attended that course also. I think he does in the Leeds also, it's called Leeds. So it's a book distribution graduation course. 4 days course is there, anybody can attend that. And we can invite him also in the temples also. And it's there, here's the website.
So there's a platform called self-learning platform called Udemy, very famous platform. Naveen Nirath Prabhu has a proper training online course on book distribution, very detailed, and it's free. You can take the course.
They can do in Hindi also, like not translated.
It's available right now.
Yes. Udemy में can be shared that link in our.
Next.
Okay. So that was about no training, yes, training. And the next one is distributors, book distributors not reading Srila Prabhupada's books.
We covered it, huh? We covered
We
it.
have discussed this.
गुरुजी बैंगन खाते, दूसरों को शिक्षा सिखलाते. So इसलिए ज्यादा दिन वो चलना मुश्किल होगा, आप खुद ही नहीं कर रहे तो.
Next challenge is assets and resources not available for going out to distribute books. Lack of assets and, oh sorry, that's 13th. 12th one, purpose of book distribution is not fame or making money. So, purpose of book distribution not fame. So this is already, we have discussed about the importance, we'll move ahead. 13th one, assets and resources not available for going out to distribute books. Lack of assets and resources for distributing books.
I don't know. BBD is printing books, roads are available, government is making the road, population is there.
No, I think they're referring to some tools, buses and all that. It's a local yatra. Like Sitaram Prabhu mentioned, somebody can present to higher authority. What are the needs? If that's what they're talking. It can be, we have to develop a tools in-house, like buying racks, keeping book go down. So much is required. But it's a temple to temple requirement. We have to organize. That's the 4th law of book distribution. The more we organize of all these tools, it can be done gradually.
You have to go out and meet people.
देखिए, ये जो है आर्मी में, बिकॉज आर्मी में फ्रंट एंड इन्फेंट्री है, फ्रंट एंड फाइटर्स है, बैक एंड सप्लायर्स है, बैक एंड सिस्टम्स हैं, फ्रंट एंड आर्मी. तो क्या होता है, बैक एंड का सारा पर्पस क्या होता है, फ्रंट एंड को सपोर्ट करना, सप्लाई लाइन मेंटेन करना. देखिए करप्शन है, मैं ये नहीं बोलता हूँ आर्मी में, लेकिन उनका होता है कि भाई हमारा आज सोल्जर सियाचिन में, कारगिल में है, ऊंची पहाड़, उसका न्यूट्रिशन कैसे मेंटेन होगा, उसके घर वाले बच्चे कहाँ पढ़ेंगे, उसकी उसकी वो जो है हिज pension when he gets out of army or gets injured, what will happen? So like that, our movement has to think of our frontline soldiers, their health. Probiotics health के लिए विटामिन B12 दैट्स आर डेफिशिएंट है। आज भी मंदिरों में हमारे वो हो रहा है, सब रिफाइंड ऑयल चलता है, व्हाइट शुगर चलती है। ये कुछ फंडामेंटल्स हेल्थ के मेंटेन होना है मंदिरों में। हम अफोर्ड कर सकते हैं, ये अवेयरनेस की बात है, अफोर्डिंग की बात नहीं है आज। तो इस तरह से डाइट से लेके हमारे ड्रेसेस से लेके हमको कुछ इक्विपमेंट फेस जैसे हाथ में ले जाना है, बहुत डिस्ट्रीब्यूटर्स को बाद में यहाँ बैक प्रॉब्लम्स आ जाते हैं, तो कुछ ट्रॉली सिस्टम्स, कुछ इस तरह से उनको लगना कि हमारा क्या फ्यूचर है, फ्यूचर रिटायरमेंट, ब्रह्मचारी और दूसरों के रिटायरमेंट होम्स, गृहस्थों के लिए कुछ सोशल सिक्योरिटी, मेडिक्लेम, ये सारी चीजें हमें एक इवॉल्व करना इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर कि हम वी फील एट होम,
This is very important point, Prabhuji. Actually, the next challenge is similar to this, that devotees are insecure about their future if they only do book distribution.
Okay, एक बार then not only book distribution, there is no, last 60 years we haven't evolved any social organization, we haven't been in terms of providing security. Of course, Krishna is the ultimate security, that is fine. So not only हर area में we are still lacking that social development part. तो आज somebody is movement 30 years, वो कल जाएगा तो कहाँ जाएगा, लेफ्ट या राइट, उसको पता नहीं है। सो ये तो चीज हर एरिया में अगर हम एक बार आ गए तो ऐसा लगना कि बस अब हम कहीं भी रहेंगे। और बहुत सारी ये खैर ये अलग सब्जेक्ट है, बट दिस इज द नीड ऑफ नाउ विच और इट्स हाई टाइम आवर मूवमेंट थिंक्स इन दिस डायरेक्शन कि एक नॉट प्रोजेक्ट सेंट्रिक, पीपल सेंट्रिक अप्रोच। हमारे पीपल आर द प्रोजेक्ट्स, नॉट दीज बिल्डिंग्स के लिए हमको आदमी ब्रह्मचारी या फ्री का नहीं चलने का जरूरत नहीं। हमारा हर आदमी एक प्रोजेक्ट है। डॉक्टर प्रेमा पांडुरंग है साउथ, अब कहाँ है पता नहीं, साउथ की फेमस प्रोफेसर थी लेडी संस्कृत की, वो महाभारत के लेक्चर्स देती थी। तो सिटी में आया एंड सम आवर लाइफ डिवोटी कांग्रेगेशन वाज आवर ऑर्गेनाइजिंग कमिटी। प्रभु जी आप भी आइए इनॉग्रेशन, ठीक है, मैंने बहुत साल पहले तो मैंने आई टोल्ड अबाउट महाभारत, आई एम ग्लैड टुडे महाभारत 7 day कथा विल बी देयर, दिस दैट। देन शी सेड आई एम वेरी हैप्पी, ISKCON से some Swamiji has come to inaugurate my program. She was a Vaishnava, Sri Vaishnava lady. Then she said one line I even remember today in Satya Sai Kalyan Mandapam, very city's biggest place, it was the program. She said, because I am very happy because ISKCON is not an institution. Every member of ISKCON is an institution. She said this. But do we realize within 1 kilometer of ISKCON Vrindavan, how many poor devotees are just lying around in ashrams with no proper systems? In and around in Puri, I saw in Mutt of Haridas Thakur Mutt, these were X-hour devotees with nothing, no time khana. So point is, we have to think कि we have most qualified manpower today. कोई इतने organization में नहीं है, probably most neglected, most uncared for. So that one area should be there.
See,
I have a submission to Sahadev Prabhu. He was talking that we could develop a good infrastructure for book distributors to come and spend time in Ahobilam. He was always planning, but I was also requesting that for all book distributors, some insurance can be done from ICC. It can be one practical. If they're not done from the temples, if they're doing something, that can be one add-on from this committee. So
30 एकड़ हमने एक्वायर किया है, ब्यूटीफुल डेवलप्ड फार्म लैंड अहोबलम मेन रोड पे, इतने रिजर्व फॉरेस्ट हैं, इतना ब्यूटीफुल नेचर है. सो हमारा पर्पस वहाँ पे है कि हमारे डिवोटीज के लिए, स्पेशली लीडर्स, बुक डिस्ट्रीब्यूटर्स, सब दे कैन कम एंड रिलैक्स, नो चार्ज, नथिंग. यू कम, recover, have nice organic prasadam, and as long as you do your work and relax, rejuvenate, तो हम वैसा चाहते हैं, facility create करना. And if you want to retire, most welcome also.
See, for all of us, for next 10,000 years, the center source of all of our inspiration is going to be Srila Prabhupada and his books. If anyone is feeling insecure, actually there could be two reasons. One reason could be the immediate leader is not investing love and care. There is insecurity will only come if there is no love and care. Because devotees are here to work hard and they have come to dedicate their whole life. But we have to then compare ourselves and our insecurity which we feel to Srila Prabhupada. Because Kalera Dosha Nidhi Rajan, if you want to blame someone, the whole world is there to blame for your insecurity. But if you want to deal with it, the ideal way is see Srila Prabhupada. What security Srila Prabhupada had when he started the mission? What kind of risk he took? What circumstances he faced? At the age of 70, he was at Radha Damodar temple. He just had to live there, and if he would have left his body, he would have gone back home, back to Godhead. Right, before starting his con. He was right in Radha Damodar. But he took the risk and he went to America. Established this movement, print the books, came back to Vrindavan, left his body in Krishna Balram temple in Vrindavan, and his samadhi is the pride. If you take risk for Krishna, even at the risk of leaving Vrindavan, Prabhupada risks going back home, back to Godhead, because it is very easy from Vrindavan. But he risked that. And what did Lord give him? He sent him back home with him, them being present. Krishna Balram, Radha Shyam Sundar and Gaur Nitai. So, insecurity is not there, it's in our mind. Our lack in faith, we lacking in Srila Prabhupada's book, we are lacking in spirit. Actually, we should not at all worry about insecurity. We should be worrying about people going to hell. And then Krishna will worry about us actually. I was a brahmachari when I got married. 100% devotees preached me, not 99%. Be practical. This word practical is a very horrible thing in our movement. On the name of practicality, people give purport against Srila Prabhupada's purport. And they say be practical. And I was preached, how will you take care of your children? What will happen to you? Take up a job. You should join some family business. Or go to America and become a pujari. I did not do anything. I just kept on preaching. And it's 16 years of marriage. My 15-year-old son is sitting here. Krishnadas kidhar hai? 15-year-old son is sitting here. Attending the seminar. So, there is nothing like that. We have to just keep, we as just now, Sahadev Prabhu said that every devotee is a project. Not these projects are the project. So you have to understand, you yourself are chosen by the Lord. You yourself is one project. And you just see what you can contribute to Krishna. Most important thing is be happy. So much stress. Why? Just take risk. In the risk, there is so much pleasure. Because when you try to do something big to Srila Prabhupada book, anyway, in your capacity, the risk puts us into so much prayers that Krishna give me purity, Krishna give me strength, Krishna give me the association, Krishna do some miracle, this will happen. Actually, you don't have time to think about, what is the word? Insecurity. You will not have time to think about insecurity. This is what I have learned from Prabhupada's Leelamrit. Prabhupada's Leelamrit. One small example. See, any one of you is told to be in the jail and do the same activity what you do in the temple? No. Anyone told like this by your leader? No. When devotees in Australia were arrested, or US I think so, they were in the jail. Australia. So the lawyer was asking some few $100, $500, $1,000 for each devotee's bail. Prabhupada said it is too expensive. What to do? Be in the jail and do what you were doing outside. Do the whole morning and evening program. You just have to follow our previous acharyas. Hare Krishna.
Security. So I just want to read out something I recently got this message. TCS plans to lay off 12,000 employees in 2025. Oracle announced layoff of 3,000 people. Microsoft laid off 25,000 employees in 2025. Meta announced 3,600 job cuts in 2025. Cognizant cut about 10,700 jobs in early 2025. This is the security outside. So never try to leave ISKCON, you will not get any job. 100% sure. 100% sure. You are not going to get any job. And we have full vacancies. Always there is a vacancy. You take some books and go on the road.
Whole world can live.
So real security means that we should be always engaged in Krishna service. That is the security. And I think we are getting too much. Too much we are getting. I remember a few years before, His Holy Prahlad Swami Maharaj had come. In the Bhagavatam class it said, I'm a little scared when I come to India, when I see so many big temples are coming up. Many people will like to join these temples to utilize this, to use these opulences. So they will get used to these opulences and get attached to the opulences, and they may not go outside to preach also. So that is a danger, that is an insecurity if we are staying in big temples and don't go out. So that is a big insecurity. Better to have a small temple and go out, rather to have a big temple and fight for the rooms and offices. So we should really discuss on security in detail. What does it mean by security? Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Such an important thing. And we can, all those people who are getting laid off from TCS and all, we can call them and join ISKCON, 15th challenge is a lack of management skills to manage finance, book counts and logistics. Lack of management skills to manage finance, book count and logistics.
The fourth law is you must organize. That needs some practical, how to book you need separate, Prabhupada said we shouldn't separate bank account for book distribution department. We should not club temple accounts, and so any temple should have a separate book godown. They should have separate bank account, and somebody should organize the department. That's the best way to do. Whatever I am sharing, best way to see temples who are already organized and learn from them.
So many jobless graduates are there, just hire them to organize and send the devotees out for book distribution. Simple. In my temple, for this secondary work, we just hire.
Okay, moving ahead. Heavy cost of maintaining bus party.
I'm uncontrolling myself.
We have a topic on this?
We were bankrupt in 2016. So the only option was left was to don't be in the center, because center was in a debt. We didn't have money to pay the rent also. So we took an old 20 years old bus and left the temple with the deities. I ran away. practically. And we came back with sufficient money for next 6 months rent, with sufficient spirit that Krishna is the maintainer. And in our bus, we had the grocery for 6 months. So that I'll tell you later in the story.
The topic
This
is tomorrow.
topic is there tomorrow exclusively for reviving bus party.
Okay, moving ahead. Distribution focus is only during marathon. Book distribution focus only during marathon. It's a challenge.
His Holiness Gopal Krishna Maharaj mentioned we were in Delhi with Vaisheshik Prabhu, Bhima Prabhu. Maya is doing 365 days marathon. Why we are only doing 1 month in a marathon? So Maharaj said we should have a marathon all over throughout the year. But thanks to now we are must organize. We have 3 marathons in India. If you all know, we have a marathon of Bhadra distributing Srimad Bhagavatams from March to September. We also have a marathon from January 15th, Chaitanya Charitamrita up to Gaura Purnima. And we have book marathon from November 15th to January 15th. We hardly get a month. Yeah, Leelamrit marathon is there. So we actually if you follow correctly, we have 4 marathons your whole year busy. So that's how the mood. And you want to add, Prabhu? Hare Krishna.
Okay. So then after that is Sankirtan devotees are managing multiple roles and cannot dedicate time. We already discussed this. Not sufficient push from leaders. We already discussed this also. Devotees prefer soft services and services or just do their own sadhana. We already discussed this sufficiently.
Just somebody's mentioned, if any devotee of ISKCON doesn't go out on the streets and get rejection on the street, he doesn't understand Chaitanya Mahaprabhu mission. So it's over. If you don't have experience on the street distributing Prabhupada books, you don't understand Chaitanya Mahaprabhu mission. So if you are doing soft skills at temple, you will never understand the whole mission of Lord Chaitanya. Over.
One challenge is climate condition. Climate conditions.
Yeah. Climate condition.
Russia tops.
देखिए एक रशिया में एक सिटी है, there is a city, there is a Mataji, and average temperature it's I did actually a video on that. Rang Devi, some ladies 45-50, 365 days a year, 8 hours a day in minus temperature. So her spiritual master city में आए तो लोग said you can visit. Then they were passing, Maharaj, your disciple is there, not so far. उन्होंने कहा okay, I can visit. So there was very old building with rickety staircase and a small room, you know. Nothing. 2 pots है cooking का and 2 saris. Initial days, police arrested, this arrested. After seeing her struggle, then she also, when spiritual master came, take out 1 year's Lakshmi for her. She doesn't spend that. Devotees sponsor her books and devotees sponsor her groceries. So, the struggle if we see, you know, I don't know if you have experienced minus temperatures, how it bites. So point is, India that way is, you know, far better we are. And it is a question of acclimatizing. प्रभुपाद ने एक बात बोली है, शरीरे नाम महाशय जे साहबे से ही सय. इसका मतलब है बॉडी ऐसा टूल है, वॉट एवर यू ट्रेन बॉडी विल अडॉप्ट. सो वी शुड थोड़ा ऑस्टेरिटी, थोड़ा यू नो go out of our comfort zone.
Just one point. See, there was some actually query on this because many devotees say that after some time, you know, after spending many years in book distribution, say 20 years, 25 years, it becomes very difficult to go on the road because the body may not support to go on the road. But that doesn't mean that, that's the end of the story. What should be done? So what he will do? So there are various ways to distribute books. It is not just you have to do on the road only. If you can do on the road, that's very good. But if you can't do on the road, there are various other ways. We can do library party, we can go to the colleges, schools and place the books there also. And then we go to the companies or the corporate houses, we go there and distribute books there also. And then we can have like Gita contest and many other Vedic Olympiad to distribute books in the colleges. So there are several ways it can be done. So if somebody is unable to go on the road, so he should be given options. Okay, you are not able to go on the road, now you have health issues, now these are the other options you can take and still continue book distribution. So in that way, we should try to encourage them. Of course, we have to take care of the medical claim and insurance and health. All the support has to be given. But main thing is the engagement. If they are not engaged properly after 25 years, and if they have kept idle, that is very dangerous. So we have to give them other options, and this should be covered in the training sessions, how we can do that practically. Hare Krishna. And that way also they can, senior people like Madhu Sundar Prabhu has been doing for the last 25 years. So now his duty is to train others. He should go from temple to temple. There are more than, how many temples we have in India? So he can go to all the temples and maybe another 5 years he will not be able to cover. So then that way he can have full life engagement. Hare Krishna.
Yes, that was in my mind actually. Those devotees who have done several years book distribution, and they actually train. They train, they encourage others. They take a managerial position of the book distribution areas because they can understand it more. What is the need of the book distributor? A book distributor can understand, so they can be inside the temple, inspire, organize, take up responsibility, protect the Sankirtan devotees, because who can know more than the Sankirtan devotee himself to protect the devotees? One thing which I wanted to say is that a lot of our devotees, because we have our own arrogance that we are directly going to Goloka, nowhere in between. So we live with that arrogance, कि हम तो डायरेक्ट जा रहे हैं हरिनाम से गोलोक जा रहे हैं डायरेक्ट. तो इन दैट गोइंग टू गोलोक जर्नी वी निगलेक्ट आवर हेल्थ. बोलते हम तो शरीर नहीं आत्मा है इसमें. बट इफ devotees can, when they have health challenges, one very important thing if they can do is yoga. Very, very helpful. I used to make a lot of fun of it, but when I personally took yoga tutor, it was really very helpful. So back, shoulder, digestion, medicines can help to a certain extent, but after a certain age, if there is no physical fitness, His Holiness Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj, my Guru Maharaj, was an ideal example for fitness. Till I think even a few days before he left his body, he was endeavoring to walk to keep himself fit. So yoga and walk is very important too. Prabhupada used to talk, walk, take massage, and sit in the sun after taking massage. So these things should not be neglected by devotees. Hare Krishna.
Okay, there is another challenge. You can only distribute in some limited zones. Book distribution can only happen in some limited zones. So that's a challenge.
There is a policy, Prabhupada also mentioned many places. If you want to distribute books in other zones, like other cities where you are not been preaching, you should inform the local in charge or local president, and you can always distribute books. If he denies, the world is big, but there is a request that we should inform the local authorities so that yatra don't get disturbed. That was a recommendation.
See, until you have a personal difference with any leader, they will not stop. And second thing is, you should know also that if you are a traveling book distributor, then you should know that you should spend a limited time in one zone. It's not that you sit there 10 days and then just go on doing what you want to do and then move to the next city. It's always good 1-2 days you do and just keep moving, if that is the question. But if it's a regular thing, then as world is very big, if this not city, the other city, if nothing, the local train is there. It crosses all the zones. And by the time it crosses, nobody can catch you. So there is a will, there is a way. So I know one devotee who was given a hard time to distribute in one area. So now he distributes in the train of that area. Nobody is able to stop him. Morning he goes, crosses all the opposite zones opposing him. And then evening he comes back. And he told me, "Babuji, ab kya paka train ke piche bhagenge? Train mein aage bhagenge." So where there is a will, there is a way. So, but it should be done in goodness, smartly, intelligently, requesting. Hare Krishna.
I remember one, बहुत साल पहले I sat in a bus from Bidar to Hyderabad. That bus शुरू होने का पहले the ticket TT what it did was हर सीट पे एक किताब रख दिया आसाराम बापू का. तो सब लोग बैठने के पहले वो ले लिया, फिर कोई पढ़ा, फिर वो टिकट दे रहा है, फिर बोला किताब अच्छा है रखेंगे ना. कोई रख लिया, कोई नहीं रखा. तो मैंने पूछा आप महीने में कितना बेचते हैं? काफ़ी बिक जाता है स्वामी जी. सो ही इज़ अ बस कंडक्टर डूइंग रेगुलर जॉब बट एबल टू डिस्ट्रीब्यूट बुक्स अलॉन्ग. तो यही है स्मार्ट. देर इज टू थिंग, वर्किंग हार्ड, वर्किंग स्मार्ट. वर्किंग स्मार्ट बहुत ज़रूरी है. हाउ टू इनोवेट, दिमाग यूज़ करना है. तो बहुत, वो बस कंडक्टर है, रेगुलर एम्प्लॉय है, स्टेट एम्प्लॉय, बट वो अच्छा आसाराम अपना ऑर्गेनाइजेशन को ही इज एबल टू. एंड देन देर आई रिमेंबर अनदर इंसिडेंट. लिटिल डॉटर ऑफ सरस श्याम सुंदर एंड मालती, देयर माताजी's daughter Saraswati, वृंदावन स्टेप्स पे दिस लिटिल गर्ल 3 years old will go, do you know Krishna? तो सब devotees hanging around, no, Supreme Personality of Godhead. Hey, then she goes, do you know Krishna, Supreme Personality? No, Supreme Personality, he is there. Prabhupada once he saw, and he said, all it takes is knowing one line. Who is Krishna, Supreme? Anybody can preach. Preaching requires only one line, knowing it. Who is Krishna? The Supreme Personality of Godhead. If you know this much, you are a preacher. It doesn't require anything big.
There is a similar question, the 24th one, conflicts between temples in zones to distribute. Conflicts between temples in zones to distribute.
There is a detailed letter. I will share the policy of distributing books across the zones. Very detailed information I can share so that tomorrow they have questions they can ask.
देखिए, ये थोड़ी बहुत चीजें that comes out of a very myopic understanding of. There is a fire. यहाँ बिल्डिंग में फायर लगी हुई है, सपोज कोई बिल्डिंग में, सामने वाले, अपने में नहीं, सामने में. अभी वो फायर ब्रिगेड वाला बोलता है, अरे मेरे एरिया में पानी क्यों दे रहे हो? आपका एरिया में पानी दो, ये जोन मेरा जोन है. अरे when building was on fire, everybody, even if you have a bottle, better to pour. Everybody, all hands on deck. ये तेरा मेरा नहीं होता है. दुनिया नरक को जा रही है और हमारे पास सॉल्यूशन है. तो ज्यादा तेरा मेरा मेरा तेरा. वी आर फ्रॉम म्यूजिक बैकग्राउंड, तो हम बचपन में गाते थे. एक सॉन्ग है, तेरा मेरा मेरा तेरा, ये है प्रभु की माया, इससे कौन बच पाया. तो ये तेरा मेरा क्या है? ये तो पूरा प्रभुपाद का है, सब कुछ भगवान का है, भगवान को ही हम दे रहे हैं. वो भी प्रॉफिट कमा के सपोज टू गिव टू कृष्णा ओनली. तो ये थोड़ा सा इतना ज्यादा तेरा मेरा भी नहीं रहना चाहिए.
There's another question. Success of devotees is not being calculated on book distribution, but youth preaching and fundraising. Success of devotees is not being calculated on book distribution, but on youth preaching and fundraising. We've discussed this also.
But we are not even covered. We are practically doing it. We have increased the book distribution. 5 categories we have now, no? Inside the temple. Actually, I would like to add this in the course. No, also, anyone who's a book distributor can become the best fundraiser and best youth preacher. We'll teach this later. By default, he can become best in anything.
Some questions are related to organizational culture, as Sadhu Prabhu was mentioning, so that overall we have to change. So we move ahead on this. Something on government permission and police problem. Government permissions and police problem. We want to request also Baladev Prabhu, Acharya Prabhu would like to also contribute something and share with us your experience. This is one question. Government permission, police permission.
So,
I want to add one point. Sadhu Prabhu we were discussing, where it's required to take permission for if you are doing public places. Right now we're working with a endowment, all the temples in Telangana, we're working to get blanket GO to we can place the books in every temple without any taking permission. That's something we are locally doing it. And we also have a GO in Andhra Pradesh, previous, that any temple they can put the stalls freely, So that much we are working on the placing books on public places.
so what we will also do is these questions which are here, later on, we will in depth also go through them. And for certain things like this, how to approach for government permissions, we can make some SOPs, something that others are doing nicely, and then we can publish those. We'll share those documents with everyone. So many of these things there will be some practical answers that we will be able to give from what already is happening.
देखिए, one practical thing in your permission setup is the upper you go in the management hierarchy, the better the more considerate, more mellow, open-minded you will find. और जैसा जितना नीचे रहेंगे ना डील करेंगे लेवल से उतना वो क्या बोलते खड़ूस वो हार्ड टू डील विथ रहते हैं नीचे वाले. अपर लेवल में टॉप लेवल में जनरली दे कैन बी वेरी नाइस, जनरली समटाइम्स एटलीस्ट. सो इफ यू हैव फेस ट्राई टू गो. एक देखिए, देर आर डिवोटीज, भक्त आंड्रे था, उसने हॉलैंड में, वो he was so convinced he will not deal with any lower level, he'll directly go to CEO. So he like barged into one CEO and just said, these are the books Lord Chaitanya's mercy, and वो सुन रहा था, उसको कुछ समझ में नहीं आया वो CEO को एम्स्टरडैम में. But he said one thing, last my 30 years of being a company owner, nobody has talked with so much conviction to me. And nobody has actually dared to just come and, though I don't understand what it is, I think it is something nice. So I'll take for my company. So, इस तरह से थोड़ा सा,
I just want to add this danger of government permissions. There's one devotee known, he was always doing books in railway station. As per law, you should have a license to sell anything in a railway platform or in a train, as per law. So we went to the top guy in railway station, the South Central, and we applied for it. The application went and he rejected it. So now, even who distributes books without any permission, normally it's a blanket that no book distribution should happen. So there is a danger in taking permissions. It's better to say sorry than taking with a, we should be very careful going to a government with as much, like trains, you cannot do trains as per law actually. But we are doing it because everybody likes us. But if you go and send an application and put all the things, and somebody rejects it, it's a problem for all the book distributors where they're doing with some amicable relationships.
One thing which works is go in advance and cultivate them. And second thing is what nothing can do, prasadam can do. So always carry some prasad where you want to distribute. Some of our devotees, they have given so much prasad to some of the hawkers and the police officers in some spots of book distribution as if it belongs to us only now. You know, so you have to just give them prasadam. Just give. Prabhupada said, you know, if not one devotee came to Srila Prabhupada that nobody is listening, nobody is interested. Prabhupada feed them sufficient prasadam, their intelligence will become awake to understand the importance of this mission. So just prasadam actually, nothing works with their prasadam works. Many of us in the movement tolerating for prasadam actually. Many of us also go through several years. Prasadam is something holds us. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. In Pune, we have one DRM. Actually, I was distributing books in Pune railway station. One point of time, the RPF, he told that you cannot distribute books here. And generally, we give some prasadam, we try to convince him, but this person was not at all ready to agree. But later, I thought that let us go to the officer to take permission. So we waited for half an hour to enter into his office, because down the level, the assistants were not allowing us. Finally, they allowed us. When we entered inside the office, that person, he paid obeisances to us. Because that DRM, when he was studying in Delhi, he was preached by some youth preachers, and he was chanting 16 rounds, and he totally gave up his chanting. But recently, when we started, when I went to his office, then now he has become full-fledged devotee.
Hare Bol. By your associate. By your associate.
Okay. So, couple of questions which are similar to what we have already discussed, which is that this 26 scriptures and classes are freely available, so why buy? This we have already discussed this. What is the use of book distribution? People don't read. We've already discussed this. Devotees are hesitant and shy. We've also discussed on this a lot. Why BBT Bangalore, BBT Trivandrum, BBT Malayalam are not under Mumbai? Too long to get book delivery.
There is a letter from Prabhupada that book distribution should be centralized. Prabhupada said this to Karandar Prabhu. He said, ISKCON, all the books should be centralized. I think now Telangana, Andhra, all is now centralized from BBT. And I think eventually, as how the BBT is getting more organized, the more centralized is much better. Right now there's a local challenge, but eventually it should be one BBT across India to supply books all over the world. It's India.
There's a lot of effort, success in this. BBT Tamil, BBT Nepal, BBT Bengal, BBT Odisha, and many of them have now clubbed as centralized. BBT Andhra, Telangana. So the efforts are there. I think now only 1 or 2 are left. Eventually that will also happen. BBT is working on it.
Okay. The last couple of questions, then we'll have some Sankirtan stories. Maybe Acharya Prabhu, Baldev Prabhu, others can mention, Madhusundar Prabhu can mention some stories. Last couple of questions are there. Lot of books from other devotees taking away attention from Srila Prabhupada books. Lot of books from other devotees taking away attention from Srila Prabhupada books. Lot of books from other devotees.
देखिए ये बहुत बड़ी प्रॉब्लम है. क्या होता है, आपके पास कुछ शूज, यू हैव सम शूज फॉर सेलिंग. दे हैव एटलीस्ट केप्ट देयर फाउंडर इन द सेंटर. इसलिए आज वो 1500-1400 साल से, वो 2000 साल से फॉलो करते नहीं करते उस पर बात नहीं कर रहे. ऑफिशियली एटलीस्ट उन्होंने सेंटर पे लगाया. प्रभुपाद ने लेटर्स में लिखा है बार बार, लर्न फ्रॉम रामकृष्ण मिशन. अरे हम मुर्गी मिशन से क्या सीखेंगे? हाउ दे हैव केप्ट आचार्य इन द सेंटर. सो ये हम आज फ्रैक्चर्ड बॉडी नहीं होना है. फ्रैक्चर्ड बॉडी कैनॉट फंक्शन. प्रभु our mission, our temples. देखिए, सुनिए, listen, everybody. ये हॉल है, यहां पे एटलीस्ट प्रभुपाद के पिक्चर्स हैं. कई जगह हम देखते हैं पूरे मंदिर में कृष्णा कृष्णा ही है. अरे कृष्णा ठीक है, प्रभुपाद का प्रेजेंस, आउट ऑफ साइट इज आउट ऑफ माइंड. We should have Prabhupada in every room, every. I tell you, 80,000 pictures are there. In my whole life, I have not seen more than 80 pictures. 80,000 pictures are there. But they are locked up in a LA flood. Some were washed away also. सब गुरु आश्रम में क्या होता है, सब गुरुओं के वहां पे वो गुरु को ही दिखाते हैं सब. आज अगर लोग ये प्रभुपाद का सन हम छुपा देंगे ना, तो ये जुगनू चमक रहे हैं. रोड पे जाने से रामदेव बाबा को कोई पूछ, रोड पे जा रहे हैं ना आप, रोको भैया रुको. आसाराम बापू जानते हो, जानते हैं. रामदेव बाबा जानते हैं, ये बाबा वो बाबा. प्रभुपाद कोई नहीं जानता. तो इफ नॉट नाउ व्हेन, इफ नॉट अस हु. तो इसलिए थोड़ा सा ये जरूरी है कि प्रभुपाद मिनिमाइजेशन नहीं होना. ओ
Hare Krishna. There is one GBC resolution which says that, I don't know which year it was, it says that in the bookshop you can keep only 5% of other authors, 95% we should display only. ICC also we passed, Roji is saying, ICC also we have passed, it's GBC resolution also, that only 5% of other authors' books you can keep in the bookshop, 95% books should be Prabhupada books in the bookshop. Hare Krishna.
Yeah, and another thing is that Prabhupada encouraged, there are quotes Prabhupada encouraging his disciples to write, but I understand for distribution, his books are the milestone. So those there are handbooks, there are certain books which are actually supporting, but those support are after reading Prabhupada books, should be understood. That way our movement will be going long. It's very important to see. There are certain details to it which also needs to be observed. Yeah, for distribution, I think core distribution should be Srila Prabhupada books, and there can always be supporting books after one is introduced to Srila Prabhupada